Now that we have done small molecules, let's look at bond angles and molecular shape in larger molecules. There are some exceptions to the octet rule. Certain atoms are willing to accommodate more than 8 electrons. Phosphorus is one example. Phosphorus can accommodate 10 electrons in certain compounds. So there are 5 electron regions around the phosphorus atom, and we call that molecular shape trigonal bipyramidal. This shape has a triangle in the middle, which I am defining for you right here. This would be the chlorine, chlorine, and chlorine shown right here. So imagine that there is a triangle in the middle, and exactly at 90 degrees above the plane is one chlorine, and below the plane is another chlorine. So the angles between the chlorines in the triangular plane are 120 degrees, and the angles between a chlorine in the triangle and one above or below is 90 degrees. Sulfur can accommodate 12 electrons, so that means 6 electron regions and a molecular shape that is called octahedral. This is what it would look like. All the bond angles are 90 degrees, and atoms on opposite sides are 180 degrees from one another. So now we're going to move to larger molecules. We'll start with a smallish molecule. Here's a question that asks us to determine the approximate bond angles about the labeled atoms, A, B, and C. First off, we should assume that all atoms follow the octet rule, and that hydrogen follows the duet rule, and that lone pairs are not shown. So our first job is to place lone pairs where needed. So oxygen A, we need to add 2 lone pairs to. Now it has access to 8 electrons. This oxygen also needs 2 lone pairs. Next, we need to determine the number of electron regions around the indicated atom. So focusing just on oxygen A and counting what we have, lone pair, single bond, lone pair, single bond. That is 4 electron regions that have been named. So the bond angle is 109. A little bit crunched down, but close to 109. The same exercise for carbon B gives us single bond, double bond, single bond. So 3 electron regions have been named. So when you have 3 electron regions, the bond angle is 120. For carbon C, we have 4 single bonds. So that would be 4 electron regions and a bond angle of 109. So in this chapter, you may draw acetic acid like this, but I hope chemistry never looks like this to you. I hope it looks like this, and that you see that the oxygens have lone pairs, there's 3-dimensional shape to this carbon, and as we get further, you may recognize the bond polarity, an acidic hydrogen, and a Lewis acid. Why is it important to think about the 3-dimensional shapes of molecules? Well, think about the proteins in your body. The proteins in your body have lots of curls and beta sheets and other 3-dimensional shape to them, and they are activated and interact with small molecules. And those small molecules are just the right shape to fit in the cavity available in the protein. So here is a larger molecule. This would be nepetalactone or catnip. So this is for you cat lovers out there. This would be the compound that gives your cat joy. So I would like to know the bond angle of bond alpha, which is around this carbon here, beta, which is around this carbon here, and gamma, which is around this oxygen here. And of course, warning, make sure everything has been octeted. Now, those of you who go into organic chemistry will realize that there's something called ring strain, so angles beta and gamma are not quite as predicted, but this is Chem 101, not organic chemistry, so no worries until you go to organic. Please name the molecular shape around carbon alpha. Please name the molecular shape around carbon beta. And please give the molecular shape around oxygen labeled gamma.